Hey fish lovers, welcome back to Blue Aquatics. I am Himanshu, your Flowerhorn guru with over 15 years of experience raising these awesome fish. If you are new here, smash that subscribe button and join our community of passionate hobbyists. Today, we are diving into a super important topic. Which aquarium filter type is best for your Flowerhorn fish? With so many options out there, picking the right filter can make your tank a masterpiece, sparkling water, happy fish, no stress. I got this wrong before by focusing too much on one filter type. So let's do it right. We are comparing all the main filter types available: canister, hang on bag, internal, sponge, undergravel, and trickle. I am keeping it simple, focusing on three key things: water clarity, stress reduction, and tank size suitability. For each filter, I will also talk about how it helps or harms your Flowerhorn's health, behavior, and tank environment. This is a packed video, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's figure out the best filter for your Flowerhorns. So the main thing is why filters matter for Flowerhorns. Let's kick things off by talking about why filters are such a big deal for Flowerhorns. These fish are stunning, vibrant colors, huge humps, tons of personality, but boy, are they messy. Growing up to 12 to 16 inches, Flowerhorns produce a lot of waste. They are sloppy eaters, tossing food everywhere, and they love digging in the substrate, stirring up debris. All that activity can cloud your tank and mess with water quality, spiking ammonia and nitrites, which stress your fish. Poor water quality can dull their colors, shrink their humps, or even lead to diseases like itch or bacterial infections. I have seen it happen, and it's tough to watch. A good filter keeps the water clean, maintains that crystal clear look we all want, and creates a stress free home for your Flowerhorn. Choosing the wrong filter, though, can lead to cloudy water, stressed fish, or even broken equipment, since these guys are aggressive and can smash stuff. So let's compare the filter types to find the perfect fit. So how we are comparing filters? To make this easy, we are comparing filters based on three things that matter most for Flowerhorns. First, water clarity. How well does the filter handle the mess Flowerhorns make and keep the water sparkling? Second, stress reduction. Does the filter avoid strong currents or in tank parts that could stress or injure your aggressive Flowerhorn? Third, tank size suitability. Is the filter powerful enough for Flowerhorn tanks which need at least 70 gallons for one adult or 150 to 200 gallons for pairs? We will look at 6 filter types: canister, hang on back, internal, sponge, undergravel, and trickle. And for each, I will share how it impacts your Flowerhorn's health, behavior, and tank environment based on my years of keeping these fish and questions you guys send me. So the first filter type is canister filters. Canister filters are external units that sit under the tank, pumping water through different media to clean it. They are a favorite for many hobbyists because they are powerful and versatile. These filters do an amazing job at keeping water crystal clear, handling the heavy waste from a big Flowerhorn with ease. They trap debris like uneaten food and substrate dust, break down ammonia and nitrates, and can even polish the water for that extra sparkle. Since they are outside the tank, there is no equipment for your Flowerhorns to crash into, which is a huge plus for these aggressive fish. You can adjust the flow to a gentle level so your fish is not fighting a current, keeping them calm. They are perfect for Flowerhorns tank from 70 gallons for a single fish to 200 gallons for pairs. Just aim for a big flow rate of 4 to 5 times your tank's volume per hour, like 280 to 350 GPH for a 70 gallon tank. For your Flowerhorn, this means better health with stable water quality, vibrant colors, and a bigger hump, plus a calm behavior since there is no in tank stress. The tank stays gorgeous, showing off your fish beauty. On the downside, if you keep cleaning the media, water flow can slow, raising nitrates and stressing your fish, which might lead to illness. A poorly set strong flow could also tire them out, making them lethargic. These filters are pricier and need space under the tank, but for most Flowerhorn keepers, they are worth it. Second filter type is hang on back filters. Hang on back filters clip into the tank's rim, pulling water through media and spilling it back into the tank. They are popular for smaller setups because they are easy to use and don't take up much space. For water clarity, they are decent for juvenile Flowerhorns, catching some debris and breaking the ammonia, but they struggle with the waste from a full grown Flowerhorn fish because they don't hold much media. This can lead to cloudier water if you are not on top of maintenance. The intake tube sits inside the tank and Flowerhorns might bump into it, which can stress them out or even break the filter since these fish are so rough. The flow is often too strong and hard to adjust, which can tire your fish. They are best for smaller tanks like 20 to 25 gallons, which works for a young Flowerhorn, but note the 70 plus gallon needs for adult. For your Flowerhorn, a hang on back filter can keep a juvenile healthy in a small tank, supporting their early growth, and the compact design keeps the tank tidy. But for adults, the limited filtration can spike nitrates, increasing disease risk, and the in tank tube can make them aggressive or stressed, leading to erratic behavior. The cloudy water also dulls the tank's looks. These filters are noisy and not built for big tanks, so they are not ideal for most Flowerhorn setups. Third type is internal filters. Internal filters are small units that sit inside the tank, usually in a corner, pumping water through a sponge or cartridge. They are simple and cheap, often used in small aquariums. For Flowerhorns, they are poor choice for water clarity because they have tiny media capacity, so they can't handle the mess from a large fish. The water stays cloudy and ammonia can build up fast without constant cleaning. Since the filter is inside the tank, Flowerhorns are likely to crash into it, which stresses them out and can break the filter, given how aggressive these fish are. Their digging can also clog the filter, making things worse. They are only suited for small tanks up to 40 gallons, which is too small for adult Flowerhorns who need 70 gallons minimum. A juvenile might survive with one temporarily, but it's not long-term solution. For your Flowerhorn, an internal filter which might keep a tiny juvenile alive for short time, but the weak filtration can cause ammonia spikes, leading to fin rot or lethargy. Bumping into the filter makes them stressed and aggressive, reducing their activity, and the cloudy water makes the tank look messy. These filters take up the tank space and need frequent cleaning, so they are not practical for Flowerhorns. Fourth type is sponge filters. Sponge filters work by using an air pump to pull water through a sponge inside the tank, relying on bubbles for circulation. They are super simple and often used in breeding tanks. For Flowerhorns, they are terrible at water clarity because they can only handle light weights, not the heavy mess from a 12 inches Flowerhorn. The water gets cloudy fast and you would need constant water changes to keep things safe. The spawn sits in the tank and Flowerhorns will likely tear it apart or push it around, causing stress and making a mess. The gentle flow is too weak to circulate a big tank properly, which doesn't help with clarity or water quality. They are meant for tiny tanks like 5 to 20 gallons, which is way too small for flowerons, even juveniles long term. For your floweron, a sponge filter might work briefly for a very young juvenile, keeping the tank simple, but the poor filtration leads to ammonia and nitrate spikes, risking diseases. Damaging the sponge stresses the fish, making them aggressive and the cloudy. Debris filled water ruins the tank's look. These filters are bulky and easily destroyed, so they are not a good fit for flowerons. Fifth filter type is undergravel filters. Undergravel filters use plates under the substrate, pulling water through the gravel with an air pump or power head to filter it. They were popular years ago but are not common now. For flowerons, they are bad for water clarity because these big fish dig aggressively, clogging the gravel and stopping the filter from working. This leads to cloudy water and ammonia buildup, which is dangerous. There is no in tank equipment to bump into, which is nice, but the digging disrupts the filtration, causing water quality drops that stress your fish. They are only good for small to medium tanks like 20 to 25 gallons, which is not enough for adult flowerons who need at least 70 gallons or more. For your floweron, an undergravel filter might work briefly for a juvenile if you keep the gravel clean and the hidden design keeps the tank tidy. But clogged gravel raises nitrates, leading to stress related illnesses, and poor water quality makes the fish lethargic or aggressive. The cloudy water also makes the tank look dirty. These filters need constant gravel vacuuming, which is a pain with digging flowerons, so they are not practical. Sixth filter type is trickle filters. Trickle filters, also called wet or dry filters, use a sump below the tank where water trickles over media exposed to air, boosting biological filtration. They are high end and often used in big setups. For water quality, they are fantastic, breaking down ammonia and nitrates like a champ and handling floweron waste well. You can add sponges or other media for extra clarity, making the water crystal clear. The filter is external, so there is no tank equipment for your floweron to mess with, and you can adjust the flow to keep it gentle, reducing stress. They are best for large tanks, 100 gallons and up, which is perfect for adult flowerons or pairs in 150 to 200 gallon tanks, but overkill for smaller setups. For your floweron, a trickle filter keeps water quality to top notch, supporting vibrant colors, hum growth, and disease resistance. The stable environment keeps them calm and active, and the clear water makes the tank stunning. On the downside, setup mistakes like pump failures can spike ammonia, risking health, and sump noise might mildly stress sensitive fish. These filters are expensive, complex, and need space for a sump, so they are not for the beginners. So, quick comparison and my recommendation. So, let's wrap this up with a quick comparison. For water quality, canister and trickle filters are the best, tackling flowerons mess with ease and keeping tanks sparkling. For stress reduction, canister and trickle filters win since they keep equipment out of the tank and let you adjust flow to avoid tiring your fish. For tank size, canister filters are versatile, covering most Flowerhorn setups from 70 to 400 gallons, which trickle filters are great for huge tanks over 100 gallons. Hang on back filters are okay for juvenile Flowerhorns in small 20 to 55 gallon tanks, but internal, sponge, and undergravel filters just can't handle adult Flowerhorn waste or behavior. My recommendation: go with a canister filter for most Flowerhorn tanks. They are powerful, keep water clear, and minimize stress. Aim for a flow rate of 4 to 5 times your tank's volume per hour, like 280 to 350 GPH for a 70 gallon tank. If you have got a massive setup and some experience, a trickle filter is a solid choice. But canisters are simple and work for most of us. So, some extra tips for filter success. No matter which filter you pick, here are few tips to make it work for your Flowerhorn. Do 20% water change every 3 to 4 days to dilute nitrates and support your filter. Always clean your filter media in tank water, not tap water, to keep beneficial bacteria alive. Avoid overfeeding. Only give what your Flowerhorn eats in 2 to 3 minutes to cut down on waste. And keep the water temperature stable at 26 to 30 degrees Celsius with a good heater to reduce stress and keep your fish happy. Thank you everyone.